Most people imagine the deep sea as a silent, empty world. But hidden a kilometer below the surface lives one of the most terrifying and fascinating predators ever discovered, the anglerfish. With its grotesque teeth, light-producing lure, and bizarre reproductive strategy, the anglerfish is a living nightmare, and yet also a masterpiece of evolution. Today, we dive into its world, a world without sunlight, without mercy, where survival depends on deception, patience, and extraordinary adaptations. Imagine this. You descend past the twilight zone of the ocean where the last rays of sunlight vanish. Around you, nothing but blackness, silence, and cold. Suddenly, a faint glow appears in the distance. It looks harmless at first, a flickering light almost like a star. But as you approach, the light reveals a monstrous mouth, filled with teeth like glass shards pointing inward. The light belongs to the anglerfish, and if you were a small fish, your fate would already be sealed. The anglerfish's lure is its most iconic weapon. It is called an esca, a glowing bulb that dangles from a modified dorsal spine above its head. Inside this bulb, colonies of symbiotic bacteria produce bioluminescence. The fish cannot create the light on its own. It depends on these bacteria, which live nowhere else on Earth but inside the anglerfish's lure. This relationship is one of nature's strangest partnerships, a predator that carries a living lantern powered by microscopic life. The anglerfish waves this lure back and forth, mimicking the movements of worms, shrimp, or other prey. In the absolute blackness of the deep, where food is scarce and energy precious, even the faintest glimmer of light is irresistible. Small fish swim toward it, thinking they've found a meal, but in reality, they've found their death. The anglerfish's mouth is a trap engineered for efficiency. Its jaws can open wide enough to swallow prey nearly as large as itself. Its teeth are long, thin, and point inward, ensuring that once prey enters, there is no escape. And because the deep sea is a world of scarcity, the anglerfish's stomach can expand massively, allowing it to store huge meals when it gets the chance. In the words of Charles Darwin, it is not the strongest of the species that survives, but the one most responsive to change. The anglerfish embodies this principle, fragile-looking but perfectly adapted to its environment. But perhaps the strangest thing about the anglerfish is not its lure or its teeth, but its love life. In many species, males are tiny, sometimes 1/100th the size of the females. They have no lure, no fearsome jaws, and almost no ability to survive on their own. Instead, their sole purpose is to find a female. In the vast emptiness of the deep ocean, this is nearly impossible. But when a male does find a female, he bites into her skin and never lets go. Over time, his body fuses with hers. His blood vessels connect to her circulatory system, and he becomes a permanent parasite, losing his independence completely. In some species, females carry multiple males fused into their bodies like living appendages. They provide sperm on demand, while she provides everything else. It is reproduction turned into symbiosis, a strategy as shocking as it is effective. Biologists were stunned when they first discovered this. For centuries, anglerfish were known only from occasional specimens dragged up by nets. Many looked mutilated and grotesque, giving rise to legends of sea monsters. It wasn't until the 20th century that scientists realized that some of the parasites found on females were actually males. This discovery revolutionized our understanding of deep-sea survival strategies. In an environment where mates are almost impossible to find, permanent fusion is the ultimate solution. The anglerfish is also a master of invisibility. Its body is soft and gelatinous, helping it blend into the darkness. Unlike fast predators like sharks or tuna, the anglerfish wastes no energy chasing prey. It simply waits, lure glowing, jaws ready. This is ambush predation perfected. In the deep ocean, where food may only come once in weeks, this efficiency is essential. The anglerfish reminds us that survival isn't always about strength or speed sometimes, it's about patience. And then there is the psychological impact of its appearance. Humans naturally fear what we cannot see, and the anglerfish embodies that fear. Its massive head, needle-like teeth, and eerie glowing lure make it one of the most terrifying faces in nature. Yet, As the philosopher Soren Kierkegaard once wrote, anxiety is the dizziness of freedom. Perhaps our fear of the anglerfish is really our fear of the unknown, the reminder that Earth still holds mysteries darker than any nightmare. Despite their terrifying looks, anglerfish are fragile creatures. Their bodies collapse under normal atmospheric pressure, making them extremely difficult to study alive. Most of what we know comes from deep-sea submersibles and rare footage. They live between 200 and 2,000 meters deep, in a realm almost completely unexplored. When scientists capture images of them drifting in the darkness, glowing faintly, it feels less like observing a fish and more like glimpsing an alien. Culturally, the anglerfish has become a symbol of the abyss. From horror films to children's movies like Finding Nemo, its glowing lure and monstrous grin have fascinated audiences worldwide. But the real anglerfish is even stranger than fiction. It is not just a monster, it is a survivor, a testament to evolution's creativity, and a reminder of how little we know about our own planet. The ocean is filled with predators, sharks, squids, crocodiles, but the anglerfish is something else entirely. It doesn't chase, it doesn't roar, it doesn't even move much. It waits, it glows, it deceives. And in that silence, in that darkness, it proves that power can come from stillness, from patience, from adaptation. In the words of Lao Tzu, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. The anglerfish does not hurry. It drifts, it waits, and when the moment is right, it strikes with a power no less terrifying for its silence. So the next time you think of the monsters of the deep, don't just imagine giant squids or sharks. Remember the anglerfish, the ghost of the abyss, carrying a lantern of death, a mouth of glass needles, and a story stranger than any myth. Please subscribe, like, and share, because the deep sea is full of nightmares, and together we'll uncover them one by one.